What if I told you that you already possess all the strength and talent you need to achieve greatness? That the only barrier standing between you and the life you desire is not your circumstances, but the invisible cage of your own self-perception? What if I told you that the world is simply waiting to reflect back to you the belief you have in yourself? Act as if your success is already a fact. Walk with the posture of a man who has already won the battle. Speak with the calm authority of someone whose words carry weight. Train your mind to focus only on the outcome you desire, shutting the door on any thought of failure. Not because you are arrogant, not because you believe you are perfect, but because you have made a final decision. You will no longer be a prisoner to your own doubt, because you understand that success is not something that is given to the lucky few. It is something that is claimed by the man who has the courage to believe in himself first, and to act on that belief without apology. If you are ready to claim what is yours and build this unshakable self-belief, subscribe now. The work begins today. You feel it deep inside you, a goal, a vision, a man you know you are meant to become. But then the virus attacks. Doubt whispers that your desire is too big, that you are unworthy of it, that it's safer to want less, to dream smaller. It poisons your ambition at the source, turning a raging fire into a dying ember. You begin to question not just your ability, but your right to want more. This is not a character flaw. It is a program of self-sabotage. Doubt survives by convincing you that your greatest desires are a threat. It equates ambition with danger, so you shrink back into the safety of mediocrity. We are here to incinerate that program. Your desire is not a suggestion. It is the first command in your new operating system. It is the targeting system for your entire life. In the early 20th century, a man named Edwin C. Barnes had one all-consuming desire: to work with Thomas Edison, not for him. He had no money, no connections, no reason to believe it was possible. Doubt would have told a million other men it was a fool's errand. But Barnes' desire was absolute. He showed up at Edison's laboratory, a tramp, and declared he was there to become Edison's business partner. He burned the mental bridges behind him. There was no retreat. His desire was so potent, so free of doubt, that Edison saw something in him, a reflection of his own certainty. Barnes got his chance, and ultimately he made a fortune with Edison. He didn't hope for it. He demanded it from reality with the sheer force of his desire. When your desire is a fire, doubt has no oxygen to survive. It becomes fuel. Your mind begins to work now to seek the means to make your vision real. You are the man whose desire is a command, not a request. This is your first ritual. We will sear this command into your soul. Take a deep breath. Speak this truth into existence. I am the forge for my desire. My fire burns all doubt. Now feel gratitude for that fire. It is proof that a higher version of yourself is calling you forward. Gratitude is the oxygen that makes this fire unquenchable. Your order is this: within the next hour, take a piece of paper and write down your one definite chief aim. Not a list. One. Write it as if it is already your reality. Post it where it is the first thing you see when you wake. This is your new law. Doubt is a void, a darkness that whispers of everything that can go wrong. It feeds on uncertainty and thrives in the absence of proof. It tells you you can't believe in what you can't see. It demands evidence before you take the first step, ensuring you never take it. This paralysis is the symptom of a mind infected by doubt, a mind that has forgotten its true power. The diagnosis is clear. You are treating faith as an emotion, something to be felt when things are good. This is a fatal error. Faith is not an emotion. It is a weapon. It is the antidote to the virus of doubt. Faith is a muscle you build through conscious, deliberate action, especially when all evidence points to the contrary. It is the decision to hold the vision of your success in your mind with such intensity that it becomes more real than your current circumstances. The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, faced a world that knew flight for man was impossible. They faced ridicule, repeated failures, and catastrophic crashes. Doubt was everywhere, in the newspapers, in the scientific community, in the winds that shattered their prototypes. But they possessed a faith that was a form of engineering. They believed in a law of aerodynamics that the world had not yet accepted. They held the vision of their machine in the air, and they acted on that vision, not on the reality of their failures. Their faith wasn't blind optimism. It was a profound certainty in a principle they were determined to prove. And because they did, they forced the world to believe with them. Your mind must be conditioned to expect success. You act as if victory is already yours. You are the man who operates on faith, not on sight. You are the architect of your own certainty. Now it is time to install this code. Stand tall, command your subconscious with this declaration. My faith is my shield. IT shatters all doubt on impact. Be grateful for the tests you will face. Each one is a chance to train this muscle, to make your faith diamond hard. Your mission: identify the biggest area of your life currently dominated by doubt. For the next 7 days, you will spend 5 minutes each morning visualizing the successful outcome. See it, feel it, inhabit it. You are not hoping for it. You are reporting for duty in a reality that already exists in your mind. The virus of doubt operates through repetition. Every day it runs the same negative scripts in your subconscious. I'm not good enough, I'll fail again, it's not for me. You have heard these lies so many times that your mind has accepted them as truth. They have become your default programming, an invisible cage that limits your every action. This is not who you are. This is a system malfunction. Autosuggestion is the tool of the master programmer. It is the method by which you seize control of the script. You will no longer allow your mind to be a dumping ground for the world's negativity and your own past failures. You will intentionally, ruthlessly feed it a new set of commands. You will overwrite the old, corrupted code with the language of victory. Every titan of industry, from Andrew Carnegie to Henry Ford, understood this. They did not just have positive thoughts. They engaged in a disciplined ritual of mental programming. They would repeat their goals, their affirmations, their declarations of purpose, until those thoughts saturated their subconscious mind. They understood that the subconscious cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one that is vividly imagined and repeatedly affirmed. They were literally building the blueprint of their empires in their minds first. When you repeat a command to yourself with conviction, your subconscious has no choice but to accept it and go to work to make it manifest. You are the commander of your mind. You dictate the code. You determine the programming. This is who you are now. It is time to make it official. With full conviction, declare your power. I am the programmer. My words are the code. My reality obeys. Give thanks for the power of your own voice. It is the most potent weapon you possess. It is the tool that forges worlds. Your immediate directive: create a single, powerful affirmation for your primary goal. For example, I am an unstoppable force of disciplined action, and I attract wealth and success effortlessly. This is your new master command. You will repeat it out loud, with force, for 2 minutes upon waking and 2 minutes before sleeping. No excuses. You are installing the code. Doubt thrives on ambiguity. It loves the generalist, the man who knows a little about everything but is a master of nothing. Why? Because the generalist never has true conviction. He can always be swayed, always be made to second-guess his own competence. He dabbles, but he never dominates. And in the absence of dominance, doubt finds fertile ground to grow. This ends now. You will starve doubt by becoming a master. Specialized knowledge is not about collecting information. It is about forging a weapon. It is the process of choosing a field of battle and learning its terrain so intimately that you become the most lethal force upon it. Hard work is common, mastery is rare, and it is in mastery that you find the kind of unshakable confidence that makes you immune to doubt. When you know, the whispers of inadequacy fall silent. Henry Ford did not invent the automobile, but he committed to mastering a specialized area, the assembly line. He obsessed over efficiency, over the system of mass production, to a degree no one else had. His knowledge was so deep, so specialized, that it allowed him to make bold, world-changing decisions while others hesitated. His specialized knowledge wasn't just information. It was a power source. It gave him the certainty to pay his workers double the average wage, a move that critics called insane, but that ultimately secured him the best talent and created a new middle class. Mastery gives you an edge that makes you irreplaceable. You are a master in the making. You do not dabble. You dominate. You go deeper than anyone else. You become the authority. Let this new identity take root. Declare it as law. I am a master of my craft. My knowledge is my power, and my power is absolute. Be grateful for your chosen field. See it not as a job, but as your training ground for excellence. Every book you read, every skill you practice, is another layer of armor against the attacks of doubt. Your mission is clear. Identify the single most critical skill that will propel you toward your chief aim. For the next 30 days, you will dedicate 60 minutes every single day to honing that one skill, not two skills. 1. Study, practice, apply, go deep, become dangerous. Every time you hesitate, you feed doubt. Every moment you spend weighing options, seeking consensus, waiting for the perfect time, you are injecting the virus directly into your bloodstream. Indecision is the ritual of the weak. It is an act of self-betrayal that communicates to your subconscious that you do not trust yourself. And a mind that doesn't trust itself is a breeding ground for failure. This pattern of hesitation is a deeply ingrained habit, but it will be broken here and now. Decision is a blade, a clean, sharp, final cut. The most successful men in history were not those who always made the right choice, but those who made a choice with conviction and then made it right. They understood that the momentum of a decisive, even if imperfect, action is infinitely more powerful than the paralysis of perfect planning. Clarity does not come from thinking. It comes from acting. When Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, he faced immense opposition, even within his own cabinet. The timing was risky, the outcome uncertain. A lesser man would have hesitated, formed a committee, waited for a more opportune moment. But Lincoln understood the power of a definite decision. He made the choice. He drew the line. He committed. That act of decision, sharp and absolute, changed the course of history. He did not wait for certainty. He created it with his command. Even a wrong decision is better than none because it produces movement, feedback, and learning. Inaction produces only decay. You are a man of decision. You trust your gut. You act with speed and conviction. You do not ask for permission. You move. This is your nature. It is time to reclaim it. Declare it now. I am decisive. I cut through doubt with swift action. My will is law. Be grateful for every choice you get to make. Each one is a rep, a training exercise to strengthen your core of conviction, your order of execution. Identify one decision you have been postponing for more than a week. Big or small, it does not matter. You have 60 seconds from the end of this sentence to make the choice. 1, 2, 3, act. Make the call. Send the email. Buy the thing. Sell the thing. The choice is made. Do not look back. Doubt's greatest strategy is attrition. It knows that most men can withstand a single blow, a single failure, but it wagers that you will break under sustained pressure. It throws obstacle after obstacle in your path, not to defeat you in a single battle, but to erode your will over time. It whispers, "This is too hard. It's not worth it. Just quit." Persistence is your refusal to surrender. It is the iron will that tells doubt, "I will be here long after you are gone." Failure is not your enemy. It is your training partner. Every time you are knocked down and get back up, you are reprogramming your mind. You are teaching it that setbacks are temporary, but your commitment is permanent. The man who persists cannot be defeated because his spirit refuses to accept the verdict of a temporary outcome. He understands that every failure is simply data, a lesson on how not to do something, moving him one step closer to the way that works. Thomas Edison, in his quest for a viable light bulb, famously tested over 1,000 materials that failed. When a reporter asked him how it felt to fail so many times, his response was a masterclass in persistence. He said, "I have not failed 1,000 times. I have successfully found 1,000 ways that will not work." He did not see failure. He saw progress. He saw the elimination of wrong paths. His persistence was not born of blind hope, but of a cold, calculated refusal to stop until the goal was achieved. Doubt cannot survive in a mind that reframes failure as a stepping stone. You are persistent. You are relentless. Obstacles do not stop you. They sharpen you. Failure does not define you. It refines you. This is the code of the victor. Install it now. I am relentless. I do not quit. Every obstacle fuels my advance. Be grateful for the struggle. The iron of your character is being forged in the fire of adversity. The greater the pressure, the stronger the blade. Your mission, think of the last time you quit something, a project, a workout, a goal. Revisit that feeling of regret. Now identify your current primary objective. Make a pact with yourself right now that quitting is not an option. When you feel the urge to stop, you will take one more step, just one. This is how you train the muscle of persistence. The war against doubt is won through commitment. If you are ready to burn the bridges to your past self, the one who quit, declare it now. In the comments, write, "The decision is made." Doubt is a solitary predator. It isolates you. It convinces you that you are alone in your struggle, that no one else understands, that your fears are unique to you. In isolation, doubt magnifies. Your own negative thoughts echo back at you in a closed chamber until they become deafening. This is why the lone wolf often starves while the pack thrives. Your antidote is the mastermind. This is not a social club, it is a strategic alliance. It is the conscious, deliberate act of surrounding yourself with other warriors who are fighting their own battles. When you bring your goals, your challenges, and your vision to a circle of like-minded, ambitious individuals, something powerful happens. Doubt withers under the light of collective belief. Your personal faith is multiplied by the faith of others. The group holds you to a higher standard and refuses to let you entertain the smallness of your own doubts. Andrew Carnegie, the Steel magnate who became one of the richest men in history, attributed his entire fortune to his mastermind group. He surrounded himself with dozens of men, each with specialized knowledge and a burning ambition. He understood that he did not need to possess all the knowledge himself if he could create a harmony of minds all working toward a single definite purpose. The synergy of that group created ideas, plans, and a level of courage that no single member could have achieved alone. When one man doubted, the certainty of the others corrected his course. They were a shield wall against the arrows of fear and hesitation. You are not alone in this war. You are a commander who seeks powerful allies. You choose your circle with ruthless precision, because you know your environment will either fuel your ascent or drag you down into mediocrity. Declare this principle. I am the sum of my alliances. I surround myself with giants, and I rise to their level. Be grateful for the powerful people in your life, and if there are none, be grateful for the opportunity to now seek them out. Your directive: identify one person in your life who consistently drains your energy or reinforces your doubts. You will consciously limit your interaction with them this week. Concurrently, identify one person you admire who is playing at a higher level. Reach out to them. Ask for 15 minutes of their time to learn one thing. Offer value first. This is how you begin to build your alliance. Doubt is not an external force. It is an internal program running deep within your subconscious mind. This is the vast, powerful engine that controls 95% of your life, your habits, your automatic reactions, your core beliefs. For years, you have allowed seeds of fear, failure, and hesitation to be planted in this fertile ground. Now, those seeds have grown into a dark forest that chokes out the light of your potential. To win this war, you must bypass the conscious gatekeeper and seize control of the battlefield itself. You must become the master of your subconscious garden. This means you must consciously and deliberately plant new seeds of confidence, success, and absolute certainty. You must water them daily with repetition and emotion until their roots grow so deep and strong that they strangle the weeds of doubt. Your subconscious does not argue. It simply accepts the commands you give it most consistently and with the most feeling. This is the secret of all great achievers. They understand that their outer world is a mirror reflection of their inner, subconscious state. An athlete visualizes the victory thousands of times before the game, programming his muscles and nerves for success. A CEO rehearses the successful negotiation in his mind until the outcome feels inevitable. They are not just thinking positively. They are engaged in a disciplined campaign of subconscious programming. They know that once the subconscious accepts a goal as fact, it will move heaven and earth to make it a reality, bringing forth the ideas, opportunities, and energy required. You are the master of your inner world. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. You decide which seeds are planted and which are uprooted. This is the ultimate power. Claim it. My subconscious mind is my ally. I command IT with my thoughts, and IT manifests my victory. Feel gratitude for this incredible power within you. It is a sleeping giant. Your job is to awaken it with your commands, your order of execution. Tonight, as you are lying in bed on the edge of sleep, your subconscious is most open to suggestion. In this state, repeat your single, most important goal to yourself as a quiet, confident statement of fact. Feel the emotion of it already being achieved. Do this for 5 minutes. You are planting a seed in the most fertile soil imaginable. Doubt dies in the face of action. It cannot survive movement. Hesitation is the air it breathes, and overanalysis is the food it eats. Every moment you spend debating, you are allowing the enemy to build fortifications in your mind. You are giving it time to gather its strength and whisper its lies. The majority of men fail not for lack of ability or intelligence, but because they are trapped in the prison of "I'm about to." This is the law. Decisive action is the executioner of hesitation. The man of success is not a man who thinks more than others. He is a man who has trained the reflex to act while others are still thinking. He has compressed the time between idea and execution to nearly zero. He understands that momentum is a real force of nature, and it is only ever generated by taking the first step, however small, however imperfect. During the Great Depression, while millions were paralyzed by fear and uncertainty, waiting for conditions to improve, a minority of individuals took decisive action. They bought stocks when others were panic selling. They started businesses when others were closing theirs. They saw opportunity in the chaos. These were not gamblers. They were men who understood that in times of great uncertainty, the greatest risk is inaction. They acted on the information they had, trusted their judgment, and moved. And in doing so, they laid the foundations for fortunes that would last for generations. Their action didn't just seize opportunity, it created it. You are a man of action. Your bias is toward movement. You execute. You do not wait for the perfect moment. You create momentum and make the moment perfect. This is your core identity. Seal it with this command. I am a weapon of action. My movement shatters hesitation. I execute now. Be grateful for your ability to act. It is a gift. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a vote for the man you are becoming. Your immediate mission. Look at the most important task on your to-do list, the one you've been procrastinating on. You will now apply the 5-minute rule. You will work on it with absolute focus for only 5 minutes. Set a timer. When it goes off, you can stop. But you must start now. Doubt's most powerful ally is fear. Fear is the emotion that gives doubt its teeth. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Fear whispers, if you act, you might lose everything. It creates vivid, horrifying illusions of catastrophe to keep you frozen in your current state. It presents itself as a red light, a warning sign to stop, to retreat to safety. This is the greatest deception. Fear is not a red light, it is a compass. It is a signal from the universe that you are standing on the very edge of your comfort zone, and that on the other side of that feeling is the growth you crave. The presence of fear is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is the definitive proof that you are on the right one. The things you fear most are almost always the things you most need to do. Every great leader, every titan, every warrior has felt fear. The difference is they did not let it dictate their actions. They learned to transmute it. They used it as fuel. They recognized fear as a biological response and chose to act based on their principles, not their programming. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the judgment that something else is more important than fear. It is moving forward despite the feeling. The only way to conquer fear is to walk directly into it. Each time you do, you strip it of its power. You teach your nervous system that you can handle it, and you emerge stronger on the other side. You are the man who walks toward the fear. You use it as a guide. You know that on the other side of that feeling lies your next evolution. You are not defined by your fear. You are defined by your actions in the face of it. This is the ultimate code of the warrior. I feel the fear. I act anyway. I am the commander of my soul. Be grateful for your fear. It is a gift. It is showing you exactly where you need to go next. It is the gatekeeper to your next level of power. Your final order. Identify the one action you have been avoiding out of fear. The difficult conversation, the sales call, the commitment to a new path. Your mission is to take the smallest possible step toward it within the next 24 hours, not to complete it, but to engage it, to prove to yourself that you are the one who gives the orders, not your fear. The war against doubt is not won in a single glorious battle. It is won in the quiet moments of decision every single day. It is won when you choose to get up and execute your rituals when the voice of comfort tells you to stay in bed. It is won when you feel the fear and take the step anyway. The principles in this transmission are your weapons. But weapons are useless unless they are drilled, practiced, and mastered until they become an extension of your own will. Your mission does not end here. It restarts tomorrow at 0600 hours. This video is not a piece of content to be consumed. It is your daily briefing. It is your training manual. Return to it. When you wake up, before the world has a chance to plant its weeds of doubt, you will come here and install the code of certainty first. Make it a ritual. Your commitment to this path is your power. Reinforce it. Declare your new identity in the comments below. Write, I am command. This is a war fought by an army, not by a single soldier. Share this transmission. With a man you know is fighting his own war in silence, recruit another warrior to the cause. Now go and execute.